Bloody Mary, the haunting legend. Long ago, in a quiet village tucked away in a misty forest, there lived a woman named Mary Worth. She was known for her strange practices, herbs, potions, and treatments that villagers believed were magical. Some said she was a healer, others whispered that she was a witch. When children in the village began disappearing, fear twisted the villagers' hearts. They blamed Mary. They claimed she was using the children's blood for dark rituals. Fueled by terror, a mob formed. They captured Mary one night and executed her brutally near a shallow grave outside the village. Her final words were a curse. "Call my name, and you shall see. Your blood will set me free." After Mary's death, strange things began happening. Mirrors in the village started showing ghostly visions. People reported seeing a pale woman with hollow eyes staring at them through the glass. Fearful of her curse, the villagers covered all mirrors in black cloth and forbade their children from speaking her name. Over generations, the legend grew. If you stood before a mirror and chanted Bloody Mary 3 times, her spirit would appear. Decades later, in the 1800s, a daring young girl named Eleanor, curious about the legend, decided to test the curse. One moonless night, she crept to her attic, carrying a candle. Facing an antique mirror, she whispered, "Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary." At first, nothing happened. Then, the candle flickered. A cold wind filled the room. In the mirror, Eleanor saw a woman with a blood-stained face, snarling. Before Eleanor could scream, the mirror cracked, and she was never seen again. Only a bloody handprint remained on the glass. Eleanor's disappearance sparked terror. Stories of Mary's vengeful spirit spread like wildfire. In different towns, similar stories arose: mirrors cracking, figures emerging, people vanishing without a trace. Parents warned their children, never summon Bloody Mary, never tempt the dead. Still, for some, the temptation was too great. At sleepovers and parties, teenagers dared each other, half laughing, half terrified, to chant the name. Some said Mary was a beautiful woman, disfigured in an accident, now seeking revenge on anyone who looked upon her. Others believed she was a woman mourning a lost child, punishing the living out of grief. In some versions, she scratched out the eyes of those who summoned her. In darker versions, she dragged victims into the mirror world, trapping their souls forever. Despite the variations, one thing remained the same. To call her was to invite death. Even in the modern world, the story of Bloody Mary persists. Children, armed with flashlights and phones, gather around mirrors, daring to test the legend. Sometimes nothing happens. Sometimes mirrors crack mysteriously. Some claim to hear whispering. A few even swear they saw her just a glimpse before running, screaming from the room. The true horror is not whether Bloody Mary exists. It's that by calling her name, you grant her power. And once summoned, she may follow you through mirrors, windows, and reflections until she takes what she was promised, your soul. It was a cold autumn night when 16-year-old Sarah decided to test the old legend. She didn't believe in ghosts. Not really. It was just a dare from her friends during sleepover. Laughing nervously, she crept into the bathroom, turned off the lights, and held her phone's flashlight beneath her chin. Facing the mirror, her reflection stared back, her face pale in the dim light. She took a deep breath. Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary. Silence. Sarah laughed at herself, feeling foolish. She turned to leave, but something moved in the mirror. Slowly, deliberately. She whipped her head around. Nothing behind her. Hard hammering, she looked back at the mirror. Her reflection was smiling, but she wasn't. The mirror Sarah raised a hand and pressed it against the glass. Long, sharp fingernails scraped slow lines across the surface, leaving bloody trails. Her eyes, once familiar, were now black holes, leaking dark red tears. Paralyzed by fear, Sarah stumbled backward, the room suddenly freezing. The light on her phone flickered and died. In the pitch black, she heard a whisper, wet and close. "You called me. You're mine now." The next morning, her friends found the bathroom door locked from the inside. When they broke it down, the room was empty except for the mirror. On it, in smeared red letters, was a message. "One of us." And if you look closely at that old mirror today, you can still see her trapped inside, pounding, screaming, waiting for someone else to call her name.